Berlin wastewater reveals massive corona wave. SARS-CoV-2 infection is associated with an increase in new diagnoses of schizophrenia. Berlin wastewater reveals massive corona wave. SARS-CoV-2 infection is associated with an increase in new diagnoses of schizophrenia spectrum and psychotic disorder. In Germany, federal government wants to take dispute with mask manufacturers to Federal Court of Justice. Biden's family starts discussing his possible exit plan from the 2024 race, as Democratic calls mount for Biden to end campaign, but he vows to fight on. David Letterman will headline Biden fundraiser with Hawaii governor on July 29. Republicans say they will trust the election results as long as Trump wins. Kamala Harris' only choice to replace Biden as time runs out, say Democrats, and majority of Democrats think Kamala Harris would make a good president, AP and NORC poll shows. Tunisian President Said running again with some rivals in jail. Bangladesh PM cancels overseas trips as deadly protests escalate. Malaysia celebrates Sultan Ibrahim's coronation as 17th king. CrowdStrike fixes start at reboot up to 15 times, and get more complex from there. U.S. federal agencies hit an outage caused by CrowdStrike glitch. Tech outage spurs insurance clients to ready cyberclaims, and scammers pounce on CrowdStrike fail, prepping hacking tools, where global flights grind to halt as United, Delta stop service. Turkey wins rating upgrade from Moody's after over a decade. Population growth masked Canada's recession-like economic backdrop, announced RBC. Economists warn Trump policies would stoke inflation. WorldCoin faces allegations of price manipulation and fraud. Ethereum mixer Tornado Cash has received almost $2 billion in 2024 despite sanctions. Jordan launches national blockchain network to enhance government services. Blockchain tokenization platform, Own Mali, gets admitted into the Capital Markets Authority of Kenya regulatory sandbox. Pavel Durov unveils Telegram's Web3 integration plan for July. First Catwoman screenplay draft included tiger fights, melting faces, and rat army carrying bubonic plague. I wanted to do pulpy, hyper-violent action. Keanu Reeves on his novel with China Meevil and the afterlife of the Matrix. Suits, LA spinoff officially a go at NBC. The View commented as if Biden gave Trump's RNC speech he'd be hospitalized, and Biden hits Trump over RNC speech, what the hell was he talking about? Whereas Trump unleashes attacks in RNC speech, after promises of new tone. Trump-style ear bandages are new trend at Republican National Convention. NYC landlords would be required to provide air conditioning for tenants under newly introduced bill. Extreme weather hits parts of China with heavy rain, heat waves. Hong Kong's neon signs find new homes inside shops as rules take buzz out of outdoor displays. Ford pivots from EV plans to heavy-duty trucks at Canada facility. Electric tractors are the future of farming, says Taoiseach Michael Martin, as he unveils first Irish-built EV model, on visit to Ethiopia. China plans to open Ming Dynasty tombs to the public by 2030. CrowdStrike says global IT outage limited to Windows PCs, but Mac and Linux hosts not affected. CrowdStrike broke Debian and Rocky Linux months ago, but no one noticed. CrowdStrike update that caused global outage likely skip checks, experts say. Apple patent hints at new system to rank Wi-Fi networks in iOS. Chinese scientists propose information superhighway between Earth and the Moon. Oracle reaches $115 million consumer privacy settlement. Microsoft outage leaves China largely untouched, as tech self-sufficiency campaign pays off. Switzerland mandates software source code disclosure for public sector. Microsoft estimate that CrowdStrike's update affected 8.5 million Windows devices, or less than 1% of all Windows machines, and U.S. cyber agency CISA says malicious hackers are taking advantage of CrowdStrike outage. Chinese and Belarusian troops practice seizing airport and drill, near Ukrainian and Polish borders. Nearly 5,000 workers evacuated from Russian-occupied nuclear power plant in Zaporizhia, minister says. In Germany, Putin biographer Hubert Seipel excluded from Journalists Association. Russia cuts crude oil exports to keep more barrels at home for refiners, and Hungary facing fuel crisis as Ukraine turns up heat on Russian oil supplies. Reuters reports that ExxonMobil selling Malaysia oil and gas assets to Petronas, sources say. Swiss reunit, Good Carbon unveil carbon credit insurance. Summer auto plant shutdowns, Hurricane barrel boost U.S. weekly jobless claims. Boeing's largest union says it will strike if contract negotiations fail. Berkshire sells close to $1.5 billion of Bank of America shares. Crocodiles that were nearly extinct make a comeback in Cambodia. Stephen Hawking's personal letters made public. Powerful 7.4 magnitude quake strikes North Chile near Argentine border. No reports of major damage. Trump shooter used Android phone from Samsung. Cracked by Celebrite in 40 minutes. Trump shooter flew drone over venue hours before attempted assassination. Source says. Thomas Crook's search for porn before shooting Trump. Announced FBI. FTC blasts Microsoft's new degraded Xbox Game Pass standard tier and price increases. And Xbox hits back at the FTC, saying it's wrong to call its revised Xbox Game Pass tiers degraded. Bethesda Game Studios workers have unionized. Ford has recalled more cars in 2024 than GM, Honda, Toyota, Nissan, VW and BMW combined. Hello Kitty is not a cat. Fans in denial after creators reveal she's a little girl. A furry hacktivist group has breached Disney, leaked 1.1 TB of data, and says it's because Club Penguin shut down. Business Insider comments as Disney has a kid crisis. John Deere and Company backs off diversity policies, following Tractor Supply. Pornhub blocks access by Nebraska users as age verification law takes effect. Costco's new apocalypse food buckets last for 25 years. Green New scam Donald Trump says he'll end the EV mandate that exists in his imagination on day one. Canada already in talks to avoid Trump tariffs. Hulk Hogan brings the house down at RNC, and Trump acceptance speech draws 25.4 million viewers, tops 2020. Trump says Taiwan should pay more for defense and dodges questions if he would defend the island. Donald Trump says spoke with Ukraine's Volodymyr Zelensky, pledges to end the war. After spurning China for years, Brazil reveals plan to join Belt and Road Initiative. Cocaine sharks found in waters off Brazil. Hong Kong to seek whale watching ban. After report finds fast-moving vessel killed mammal. Florida police tell people to stop taking selfies with depressed black bear. Elon Musk's ex is fighting a subpoena in a lawsuit between Jeffrey Epstein accusers, further delaying an already drawn-out case. Judge denies motion to dismiss fraud charges against George Santos. Court suspends Korean Methodist Church's excommunication of pro-LGBTQ pastor. Adidas issues apology. Pulls ads featuring Bella Hadid in campaign for 1972 Munich Olympics shoe relaunch. In gymnastics, Japan teen Shoko Miyata out of Olympics for smoking, drinking. Ball hockey referee left with fractured skull. Jaw after removing player from game. 3 pro-Russian hackers arrested in Spain over cyber attacks. Former Ukrainian MP Irina Faraion dies in hospital after assassination attempt. German Red Cross medic sentenced to death in Belarus. Activists claim. Grayscale announces Bitcoin ETF spin-off plans for July 31st. South Korea's strict laws on crypto exchanges come into force. Binance gains U.S. court approval to invest customer funds in U.S. Treasury bills. CARE action alert with call on IOC to ban Israel from official participation in 2024 Olympics just like Russia. UK to resume funding to UN Palestine Relief Agency UNRWA. Top UN court says Israel violates international law in occupation of Palestinian territories. In the UK, sexual harassment everyday reality for women as 9 in 10 don't feel safe in public spaces. Missouri woman who spent 43 years in prison is free after her murder conviction was overturned. Wall Street Journal reporter Evan Gershkovich sentenced to 16 years for espionage by Russian court, in case denounced by U.S. as a sham. NYPD deploys weapons detection systems in subways. A new era in malaria control has begun with a vaccination campaign for children in Ivory Coast. MicroRNA study sets stage for crop improvements. Eli Lilly's weight loss drug tirzepatide gets approval in China. Putin says Taliban are allies in fighting terrorism, as Russian ambassador to Afghanistan says Taliban pushes IS out, and terrorism, drug trafficking increasingly likely to spread from Afghanistan, says CSTO chief. IDF says fighter jets targeted Hezbollah weapons depots in southern Lebanon. Iran can produce fissile material for bomb in 1 or 2 weeks, says Blinken. APT-41 infiltrates networks in Italy, Spain, Taiwan, Turkey, and the UK, As Chinese hacking group APT41 infiltrates global shipping and tech sectors, Mandiant warns. Pro-Houthi group targets Yemen aid organizations with Android spyware. Microsoft outage takes down Starbucks mobile ordering, causing chaos for baristas. WazirX prepares bounty program to recover $230 million stolen in security breach, as WazirX and Liminal Custody blame each other as $230 million crypto exploit leaves customers stranded. Kraken Custody is now available to institutional clients in the UK and Australia. Bloomberg comments as, crypto industry wants Trump to win and call off the SEC. Airbus wins European certification for A321XLR jetliner. Boeing sees 20 years commercial jetliner market almost doubling. Former Trump diplomat Mike Pompeo, hired by Japan's Nippon Steel to clinch U.S. steel purchase. Fired Citigroup banker says COO intended to deceive regulator on bank's metrics. Crypto CEO resigns after inflammatory social media posts following Trump shooting. Revolut gets more scam complaints than any other UK bank, Ombudsman says. CrowdStrike released a sensor configuration update to Windows systems. Sensor configuration updates are an ongoing part of the protection mechanisms of the Falcon platform. This configuration update triggered a logic error resulting in a system crash and blue screen. Blinken says global tech outage due to glitch, not malicious attack, and Microsoft-linked tech outage disrupts flights, media and banking worldwide, as faulty CrowdStrike update crashes Windows systems, impacting businesses worldwide. SolarWinds patches 8 critical flaws in Access Rights Manager software. Google wants to steal Ray-Ban maker from Meta for Gemini smart glasses. 10 months ago, Meta introduced the new Ray-Ban Meta smart glasses. Google, Microsoft, NVIDIA, Intel and others established Coalition for Secure AI (CoSAI) to improve security of AI products. NVIDIA and Mistral AI announce AI model Mistral Nemo, adopting new tokenizer Tekken, to strengthen multilingual capabilities including Japanese. In the UK, 5 Just Stop Oil activists receive record sentences for planning to block M25. Bloomberg comments as, animal welfare is improving, no thanks to activists. Germany to toughen penalties as ATM bombings reach new highs. The fortune of the 500 richest French people exceeds €1,200 billion for the first time. Bruce Springsteen is officially a billionaire, according to Forbes. SCMP comments as, India is home to $200 billion